Bro, this nigga Anthony Davis, bro. I've never ever this nigga AD just sold the fucking game, bro. I've never ever
Hey,
seen this.
hey, bud. Hey, bud. How you doing?
Anthony Davis just had like some of the three worst possessions I've seen from like a star caliber player. So he fouls Maxi Kleber. He fouls Maxi Kleber on a 3-point shot that's like 3 feet removed from the fucking line. He fouls him. He then gets fouled himself, goes to the free throw line, and proceeds to proceeds to split free throws, which is like the third time he's done this. Like this year alone.
Embiid would have made both, by the way.
Wait, say it again?
I wanted to say that. I said Embiid would have made both.
Oh.
Thank you.
He split free throws, which if I'm not mistaken, is the third time this season that we've lost games because he can't hit free throws. This is the third game. Then, for whatever reason, after Kyrie is contained, he's roaming off of Maxi Kleber when they need a three to win. That's literally the same way we lost to the Pacers earlier this year. It's the same way. That was an egregious performance. I mean, literally an egregious performance by Anthony Davis down the stretch. And I don't understand.
Hashtag Lake Show.
I don't understand the offensive schemes for the Lakers because the Lakers do this thing where like, oh, we get to just roam around and not play through the post. Bro, AD is the tallest and biggest player down the stretch of the game and is getting like no post touches at all. He's getting no post touches. None. Zero. Like I'm floored by how you lose a game.
You're at a loss for words.
I just
I
don't
just don't know why
understand,
he
bro.
didn't
Law,
go
I got a
back
question
once
for you.
they.
Could we
What's
do
up?
we did this about 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Could we do an exercise where we go through late game situations where the Lakers blew it? I want to update that list. How many games are we at now?
This has to be like the seventh one. This has to be like the seventh one.
Seventh. Let's
Yeah, I
go.
think we passed 7, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm talking
It's
about
like
I'm
at
talking
the
about I'm talking about like
15.
very specifically like the last possession. But there's been several games where the Lakers had the lead and just
I'm
blew
not
it.
only talking about the ones you should have won. I'm talking about the ones you could have stole too, like the Philly game at the line. We could count that Boston one where LeBron was fouled. Some of them are not your fault, right? But you guys got like 10
There
to
were
12
not
games.
last time I
The
checked,
Hornets
there
game
were
where LeBron lost his shoe or whatever.
there were like 3 games where somebody got fouled down the stretch and we didn't get a foul call. 3 or 4.
I hate you niggas so
You
fucking
There
forgot
much.
the Mavs game
there was
too.
3 games where AD lost us the game because he didn't make a free throw. We blew the Indiana game because like LeBron is roaming around when they need a three to win. This is the exact same situation. With the that bro, that's the lack of awareness from Anthony Davis is astonishing. That is insane. That's like stupendously dumb. They need a three to win, and AD is roaming around after Kyrie's already been contained.
Niggas a fucking
That I mean
retard. I
that
can't put it another way.
I can't even
Hey,
AJ, be
I
nice.
can't even fathom
I would if they won.
I can't even fathom the logic behind you need a three, and when they're already like being contained, you then the ball gets swung over to the side. Kyrie's being contained by 2 defenders. You left a 3-point shooter wide open. That's insanity. That does not make any sense at all. At bare minimum, make them make a tough 2-pointer so we can go into overtime. But Anthony Davis that shouldn't even been a option in the first place.
So you're saying you guys doubled him because of his aura?
But oh my god,
He got that type vibe.
Yo, NFG's on time tonight. This is crazy.
I'm just floored by the idea that you're in a situation like that, and it just to me it does not make any sense at all. And what's even worse is that, bro, the Lakers are finding themselves back into the game because there was a point, especially at the top of the fourth, and Kyrie was getting a little bit going. Like it just wasn't. I was like, bro, all right, this makes sense. It's going good. and we're finding our way back into the game because we're just basically finding the open man, rotating properly. And then it's just Darvin Ham in these offensive sets where AD's not getting any low block touches at all. And we're just roaming around doing high screening rolls or handoffs, and AD's like he's still being a lob threat, but the passers who like D'Lo and especially Schroeder and Reeves are not like great enough passers to where they can actually make the lob threat, like the lob pass to them when they're getting doubled. Like it's like, bro.
Oh yeah, somebody missed one. Was that Schroeder?
No,
Yeah,
Schroeder missed two.
went a little bit over.
Nigga,
Schroeder missed two.
Nigga,
There was a
Schroeder was
play.
Schroeder was throwing them bitches to Jesus Christ himself. He wasn't throwing them shit.
There was a play at the end of the game where it's a D'Lo AD pick and roll, and AD got the slip and he got like the matchup he wanted, and like damn near no one was there. Someone had to help from weak side corner, and that nigga was throwing his hands up in the air, and D'Lo just had his head down. I'm like, my nigga, wide the fuck open. This one, y'all.
He was wide open at times.
Yeah,
missed him as well.
Several. So I'm like, all right, if there's because it's not LeBron. It's not like a LeBron level, It's not a Luka level pass. It's not a Harden level a pick and roll manager. Like it's not that level of player.
Man,
so why are you overcomplicating it and running these dribble handoff sets and high pick and roll sets when nigga just get a ball to AD in the post? He's the biggest player on the floor. They got Kleber out there at the 5. Like why?
Bro, y'all have good pull up shooters now. You feel me?
It's just frustrating to just see the Lakers have lost so many games or struggled down the stretch of games because we can't get quality sets, just quality looks. For whatever reason, the Lakers are just struggling to get some sets running in games in which we shouldn't be struggling to this degree at all. And so to NMZ's point about how many close games there were, Portland earlier in the year we lost by 2. I think that's one of the games where we just played horrible defense down the stretch of the game. If I'm not mistaken, we were up and then just played horrible defense in that second half, and then they killed us. Or something along. I remember the game was somewhat close. Then the next game was the Sacramento Kings game we referred to earlier. Then it was the Pacers game where the same thing happened where LeBron is roaming when they need a 3-pointer to win it, and he's just leaving them open. Then it's the Philly game and that went into OT that should not have gone in OT where Russ gets fouled, but they don't call it. Then it's the Boston game that goes in OT where LeBron gets fouled and they don't call it. Then it's the other Mavericks game that went into double overtime. That game was we got fouled, but also we blew multiple opportunities.
That was on the refs, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, but some of these are refs, but also I think
some of them were
missed free throws down the stretch of these games.
Yeah,
also
there was a lot of dumb defensive plays too by someone who's not on your team.
And Charlotte game and there's another Charlotte game that NMZ is referring to as well. And then I think the one of the more recent Knicks games that went into OT, we should have won that game also. Like, bro, there's like 10 games in the season that easily could have just swayed back.
You don't even need to win all of them. You go 500 in those, you guys are like the 5-6 seed now.
Yes. Like games like, bro, the Lakers losing games like this is crazy. It's something that I've been trying to tell people from the beginning of the season. When you start the year off 2-5 or 2 and whatever they were, 2-10. When you start the season off 2-10, you put yourself in such a massive hole, in such a bad predicament that you don't have the luxury to blow games like these. You just don't. You have to execute down the stretch of every single meaningful game. And then on top of that, AD doesn't play back-to-back, so he missed last game. So now you're on a 2-game losing streak from a team that's trying to fight their way back into the playoffs. But this is an unacceptable loss from the Lakers.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Where's Lamid from Akron, bro?
I just have a quick question, right? So, like, when the ball inbounded to Kyrie and you seen that double team being thrown, right? Did you get, like, flashbacks of that nigga Nembhard at the left elbow 3 when that nigga was wide the fuck open?
No, I thought, you know what's so crazy? Because I was actually watching it on Players' Choice, so I called it like as long as the Lakers do really well with their scram switches, which is what they did before when he tried to dump it off to Wood and then Wood missed the he fumbled the ball. I was like, bro, the Lakers do that, that's fine. Then I was like, all right, cool. If Gabriel's gonna close this game, just have him be on Kyrie and make somebody else make a 2-pointer, and at worst, then the game is tied. Anthony Davis roaming off of a 3-point shot is insanity.
Yeah, I got a question now.
Especially after you missed a free throw on the other side. In the possession before that, you fouled Kleber when he's like literally like 3 to 4 feet away from the 3-point shot, bro. Like AD was just egregiously bad down the stretch of this game, bro. He was egregiously bad. He cost us. This might be the 4th game Anthony Davis might have cost us between bad decision making down the stretch of a game and also just missed free throws. And then once more, for whatever reason, Darvin Ham is running these odd, awkward sets where we're just doing dribble handoff after dribble handoff at the top of the key instead of just getting post touches and post possessions to Anthony Davis and playing like he's not the best player on the floor. There's too many times where
That's
he's
because of
not
AD,
playing like he's the
though.
best
what if
The
AD
MVP
doesn't
leader
want to
would have never
perform
missed
like
those
it?
free
That's
throws, by
because of
the way.
AD. It's not
Wait, no,
always
I'm about to say, wait, Wes,
The
let me
leader
go
in the
real quick.
MVP race wouldn't have.
Because this is what I know. We ain't having these discussions with Joel on the court. He's getting the ball and he's hitting a step back midi. He's doing his thing. I'm not even trolling, by the way. I'm being dead serious, right?
I'm being dead serious too.
AD's limitations sometimes, or his pussiness tendencies, bro. They tend to hurt him at times. You know, Joel, you don't have these issues, bro. That's why he's the MVP.
But Ash, the problem about this is that Davis does this thing where like I refuse to believe it's just an AD thing because there's no way Ham sees these sets being ran and he just thinks that it's like normal for us to just run offense like this down the stretch of
I got a question for you.
Especially in games where we match up extremely well. Like the matchup is more favorable. You're right. Like your AD does this thing where he doesn't like contact. But nigga, you're going up against Maxi Kleber. Like, it's fine, bro. Just go for the it's Maxi Kleber.
Low. Who was Darvin Ham an understudy for the past few years?
Oh yeah, and so but I said the same thing. Okay, to answer the question.
And how do you feel about their late game offense?
And it's the same problem, and that's the same thing I said when he got here. Budenholzer is another coach who just overcomplicates sets, even when they have clear advantages in their favor, very clear advantages. And so here is Darvin Ham running sets, high pick and roll, dribble handoffs, pin downs, AD at the elbow to pin down with another guard so we can go swing into a double. Like, nigga, you're going to give him the ball down low anyway. Nigga, stop overcomplicating things. Just stop. Just put him in the post and give him the ball. Why are you overcomplicating that shit, bro? Like, the amount of times I have to see fucking Dennis Schroeder and Austin Reeves and D'Lo just like swing the ball back and forth, and we're hitting like, nigga, it's you have the best player on your team on a favorable matchup. But it should, in my opinion, it shouldn't even came down to that. It shouldn't even came down to that. Anthony Davis missed a free throw early in the game, and he missed one late. I think D'Lo missed a technical free throw, and so did Austin Reeves. We can't be missing. We shot 61% from the free throw line today, bro.
Beasley missed one as well, I think.
So then it's like, bro, like why? Like how are y'all missing? Y'all missing free throws. Y'all missing lobs to AD. You're missing defensive assignments that then AD's running around and clotheslining Kleber. Like, bro, that is an embarrassing loss.
Wait, I forgot about that 3-point foul. That was bad.
Yeah,
that was a horrendously, bro. Max
AD looked like Klay Thompson on the court.
The Mavs late game offense was really bad.
Don't disrespect Anthony like that.
Tim Hardaway Jr. was selling the game, bro.
Bro, they're closing out on him like he's fucking Steph Curry.
The Mavs late game offense
is Maxi Kleber.
Like those last three
turnovers. Nigga, respect that nigga. You see why he closed out like that? He game job.
That was a broken play. The Mavs got Kleber to the ball and he got fouled. The one before they turned it over, then the last one, they got really close to the buzzer.
Yeah. Our late game offense is terrible.
Real talk. You still think AD better than Embiid, bro?
Crazy.
Goods. Bro. Hey, Low. That was nasty, bro.
Okay,
like
real talk.
the whole
How's it going, man?
game was nasty. Like I'm sitting here watching this shit, bro. Like, bro, we barely hit half our fucking free throws. This nigga, bro. If the first half of AD was outside the paint, we wasn't getting the rebound. This nigga has Vando on Josh Green. I don't know what
that was also crazy. Is Vanderbilt hurt? Is he hurt?
No, he's not hurt, bro. If you're not gonna play him on Kyrie, he's useless out there. What is he doing on Josh Green?
To be honest,
He was a
Why
minus
is he on
14.
Josh
You lost all
Green?
his. You
how's
lost all
What
his
is he
Vanderbilt
doing?
y'all best POA, rim protector, roamer, all that shit? Damn, that's
This
crazy.
nigga's on Josh Green, bro.
That nigga do be that nigga dead ass be doing everything for you niggas. I ain't gonna lie.
Second half, bro. Austin Reeves has a Michael Jordan whistle. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
That is crazy. That is. I
He
don't.
got that type. He got that type of
He's a
craft. Yeah, I
hooper,
don't know
man.
about
He's a
that.
hooper.
Nigga said crafts, nigga. He paid them niggas.
Second half,
If
we
Curry
still
had that
not
type
getting
of craft,
the
he'd
ball.
get like 8 free throws a game. Maybe you
He
should
drives the
watch some.
ball a lot. He just does
Maybe you
not
should
get
watch some Austin Reeves
it.
film.
We
What
still
you
not
want him to
getting
do?
AD the
Rip dudes
ball.
and a bullshit? I guess.
He got the
How
rip through
many
and
shots?
everything.
How many
Not
shots
real
did
hoops.
AD
Not real
finish?
hoops.
How many
You
shots
said
did
what? Real talk?
Shot 80 took.
AD finish with?
80 finished with
14
No.
shots, bro.
14 shot
14.
attempts.
14 shots.
14.
He been playing like a.
Now to be fair, he got to the free throw line 11 times.
That was the fakest 25 I've ever seen.
Nobody give a
He
fuck,
80
man. Like,
finished.
You're
I ain't
hating.
gonna
Fake.
hold you, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. You'll get up here, and granted, like, you're a Laker through and through. I understand, bro. He's done way more for your franchise than certain other players. But you too calm for me, my nigga. Scream. I need the low that goes viral for screaming and
Oh
all the
my
little
You want
God.
another
yelling.
grown nigga to scream? Fuck.
Pause.
Oh,
What's
this
wrong with that
nigga is
nigga?
so weak.
He
He's
told that
weak,
nigga
my
yell.
nigga.
Well,
He's
well,
My
weak,
hey,
God.
my nigga. He is
um,
so weak,
hey,
my. He
I've been.
is Tatum. He is Tatum, and Tatum is AD. They're the
Oh,
same nigga,
you
bro.
know what?
They're the same
Oh
nigga,
I
bro.
wow.
agree. Wait, let me say that. Wes.
Let me make sure certain
Anthony
someone's on this
Davis
space
is
before I go
another
crazy.
nigga that we jumped the gun on. He's just another nigga who everybody was prepared to jump the gun on for him. But games like these, moments like these, stretches like these, or what's the separator between a Giannis and an AD? This is it. If y'all want to know what's the separator, these moments, these games, these inabilities, AD should not have 14 shot attempts, especially since he's not the playmaker that like a Jokic is or anything like that. Like AD should not end up with only 14 shot attempts in a game where he is by far not only the best player on the court, but also has a favorable matchup. He should not fucking end up with games like that,
Not
bro.
tonight. He was definitely not the best player on the floor tonight.
But yeah,
Kyrie was
in a general sense
clearly,
though, when you go
yeah,
on the
that
floor
shit's
like
sad.
this and you see nigga 6'9" Maxi Kleber receiving most of the minutes on you, nigga, like what are we doing? Like what are we doing?
Wait, so I have a
White
question, Lo. After
Powell.
seeing like what Kyrie can
Yeah,
do to y'all
Dwight
niggas,
Powell.
do you wanna
Christian Wood.
y'all wanna get that nigga now or what's up? Like,
I still don't. This doesn't change my argument to why I would want Kyrie. People keep
so
asking
Kyrie
that.
coming into LA and just
No, it
Yeah,
giving
but
doesn't.
y'all jumped the gun on that
I
D-Lo
want
shit too.
the reason.
Y'all
Actually,
jumped the gun on D-Lo too, my
Kilo,
nigga.
3 straight terrible games, bro.
Kyrie is actually tonight is actually the reason why I actually don't want
Nigga,
Kyrie. I don't the amount of money that you have to pay for Kyrie for him to end up being the second or third option when his team still needs POA defenders. Like, no, that makes no sense. I'm not going to spend more money to a player. I'm not going to give max money to someone who's going to be the second or third best player on the team. We
yeah,
need
but he's not giving you
point
second
of
or third
attack
best like.
defenders.
But the thing is though, like I understand that and I agree, but at the same time, he's not giving you like second and third best like production, and you know that. But like, it's I understand.
But the problem is that, well, is he? Because if Kyrie's not giving me second or third option on production, who is? Because
Nigga, you know what I mean by
all of them
second or
can't be giving me first option production. So
low.
who
You know
is?
what I mean? There could be nights where he gives you first option and
No,
second
but
option level
as a
production as well.
season overall, somebody's gonna have to be regulated to the second and third option. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, it'd probably be Kai. Kai wouldn't mind doing it,
Kai's
or
a better
even
second
to be honest
option
with
for
you,
Okay, so if he
preservation.
gonna be the,
it could be.
so that's
Hold on. To
my.
be honest with you, it could be LeBron too.
It
Like,
could be LeBron. Yeah, it could be.
it
But
would be
the point.
Lamid from Akron.
The overarching
Nah,
point
you
that I'm making
bugging.
though, as great as
Relax.
Kyrie is, the reason why I don't want him on the team has nothing to do with his talent, but it
Oh,
has
you
everything
bugging.
to do with the financial commitment you have to make to Kyrie Irving to put him on this team when his team still needs a lot of fucking pieces, such as point of attack defenders. That's not Dennis Schroeder, so that nigga can come off the floor. So yes,
or
as
option.
of late, is D'Angelo Russell struggling mightily? Yes. However, I'm not expecting him to be the first or second best player on a given night because that responsibility will be given to LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Nigga, that's just Wes and Good's dick sucking. That's all it is, bro.
I'm saying to a general sense. Everybody's thinking that like I'm comparing D'Lo to
Your fan
Kyrie.
base every time the Lakers lose, their fan base puts up a fucking
Look at him. Look at
You
this
sound
nigga.
retarded, my nigga.
Here he go again.
Your
You
fan
asked
base puts
another
up
grown
a
nigga
fist
to
every
stream.
time.
You asked another
KB.
grown nigga to
Yes,
stream.
I asked him
You asked another
to show
grown
some
nigga to get
emotion
active.
when
Stop.
AD doesn't play well, nigga. What are you talking about?
Stop.
Your
Oh well,
fan base,
to be
like,
honest with
come
you,
on,
good.
my nigga.
To be honest with you, Wes, bro, we're getting to a point of the season where I'm like, I personally just want the playoffs to start. But we're getting to a point of the season where I'm just fucking over it, bro. Like I can't, like it can't be an every game thing where I'm just doing this shit. Granted, the Lakers having like folded like this probably in like a month or two. But like it's like when I see this shit, I'm like, bro, like what the fuck are y'all doing, bro? This nigga Anthony Davis is insane for leaving that nigga open. I just can't like leaving somebody open at the end of the fucking game when they need a three. So fucking
Bro,
retarded.
this
That
nigga
is the
missed
dumbest
the
thing
free.
I've ever
He
seen.
missed the free
Crazy,
throw.
bro.
He fouled the nigga on the 3-point line, and then he left the nigga wide open from three.
That nigga need his ass
He let
beat.
him warm
Where
up
did you
before
find
getting
that
the
paragraph,
free
nigga?
throws. He let him
Literally
warm up.
sold the game, bro. Like,
Yo,
He
Wes,
let him.
Wes, you gotta chill, bro. If Low keeps coming in here
AJ, where'd you
screaming like
find
that,
that
he's gonna end up
paragraph?
like Doc Rivers.
Somebody a fellow
Swear to
posted it.
God.
NFC is crazy.
Nigga said no shade.
Facts. I will in the AD is I can't, bro. I can't. AD
So
is.
is AD still in top 7 talks? Or what's up?
But no, but this is what I said. This is the difference between AD, Tatum. Like when they separate, they continue to separate themselves from the pack, bro.
Swear.
They continue to separate themselves from the pack.
Yeah.
I keep looking at this fucking last possession, bro. I don't know what the fuck AD is doing, bro. I just don't know what he's doing. I just don't get it.
I think it's the coaching because LeBron did the same
Oh my
thing in the
God,
Pacers game.
No, this had nothing.
It wasn't even
I'm
LeBron's
just,
fault, to
that's
be
what I'm
honest.
thinking.
You
This
can't.
has
No,
nothing. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if a coach has to tell you to guard the 3-point line when the team needs a 3 to win, you don't need to be on the fucking floor.
I'm saying.
especially as
I'm
one of
not
the
even gonna
best
lie though,
defenders in
and
the
it's
league.
actually no
Like, come
because
on,
AD is
that's
still your best
Anthony
defender.
Davis.
AD
That's
just has to
Anthony
be
Davis.
have better awareness. That's
you
all it is.
literally
It's
stay
as
home,
simple
nigga.
as that.
You have
KB,
to know who you're guarding and
spot
what your
Like,
on.
score is, my nigga.
Spot on.
You
what they
can't be
were
doing
doing,
that shit.
bro.
Especially a nigga like you who's gonna be hard. Like it's gonna be hard for you to recover when you're trying to help like shady LeBron Kyrie, which you don't even need to because you have
There was
Wendy
literally
Gabriel.
no need for
There
him
was
to
just no need to
shade.
do that, and
There
then
was
you just
no
give up
need
a
to
wide open
shade.
3. Like
I'm just trying to give
real
him the
quick.
benefit of the
Okay,
doubt. I'm
so
not gonna lie.
NMZ. So NMZ talked about it earlier. I just got home, and I was really thinking about it. And it's like, even when you don't count like these one possession games, right? Obviously, like the nature of the regular season, you win some games you're not supposed to win, you lose some games you're not supposed to lose. But really, when you look at it, bro, the Lakers have dead ass about 10 games, bro, where they should have clearly just walked away winning, and we wouldn't even be having this discussion. And in about half of those games, if AD just does what he's supposed to do as the best player on the team, then the Lakers have 5 more easy wins. You know what I'm saying? They're higher in the standings. They're probably the 6th or 5th seed. We're not even having this discussion talking about is AD a superstar? Why does AD keep selling every time we in these clutch situations? It's on AD, bro. We gotta stop looking at other niggas, bro. It's on him. Because we wouldn't be having these discussions with Giannis, Jokic, and B. We'd be calling them niggas sorry. We would be saying they're not that good.
It's true.
This reflects on Anthony Davis for him continuously putting his team in disadvantageous situations at the end of games. So, that's on that nigga.
But
So
every time he has a 5-game spurt where he looks like Superman, he's the best player in the world. He's top 5. These niggas are retarded, bro.
Okay, nigga. Look, he
Like,
had one defensive mishap. Just leave it.
no, it's not just one.
Nigga,
Though.
no,
It's
Two in the
you
big one.
gotta
That's the
because it's
problem with
not
y'all
just
niggas, bro.
one.
You niggas
stop,
kill
my
This
me.
is
nigga.
what
Like,
y'all
for
do.
You
real.
niggas kill me.
I
No,
don't.
it's
I don't
not.
like
It's
when
not an
niggas do this. I don't
overreaction.
like when niggas do
It's
this. I
none of
don't.
that.
Wes. I understand what
My
you're saying.
nigga, you've interrupted me twice while I was talking
Okay.
about
Go
AD,
ahead,
bro.
bro.
And the
I'm
fact
sorry.
of the
I
matter
apologize.
is, AB has consistently been inconsistent and unavailable. How often do you need to see that from a player before you are like critical of him, my nigga? And it not be an overreaction. I didn't say
Because
he's
I'm
top
sorry.
10. He's still a top 10 player in the league, but he's like 10th. He's literally like 10th.
Okay, he's better than
Can I?
Tatum.
Can I wait? Can
Nah,
I?
Keep
Can
it
I?
a
my
buck.
Can I
nigga.
rebuttal? Can I rebuttal?
Maybe nine, but come on, go ahead.
Can I
Say
rebuttal?
what you gotta
Okay.
say.
I understand like people like gassing that nigga like after like 7 to 8 game stretch of him looking like the best player in the world type shit. Like people are like, oh my gosh, like the nigga's like the best in the world. Like like top 3 type shit. Like I get that.
The nigga was
And
still
then,
not looking
but
like
then
top.
like
What the
when he
fuck do
has
y'all
games like
consider
this where
top
he
3?
has the niggas, some niggas be gassing it. But listen, right? Like when the nigga has games like this where he just doesn't look up to par, especially defensively with like his awareness. Like the lows are bad, but then just like gassing the lows really, really bad. It's just not
No,
something
KB,
that
but you're
happens.
not understanding. I'm not
You're
about to yell
missing
over
the
niggas.
point.
You're
He's
not
missing the point.
understanding what we are saying, or what I'm saying specifically, is there have been a handful of games I can count on my hand where AD has clearly lost the Lakers that game because he can't hit a free throw, he's having a mental lapse defensively, or he's not being aggressive enough offensively. A handful of games. That's all we saying.
No. I'm gonna keep it a being with you, Ash. If we also counting how many games he wasn't aggressive enough, it's more
Oh
than
yeah,
10.
it gets even more. But I'm just talking about.
If we're gonna include games where down the stretch or when he has favorable matchups and he's just not demanding the ball. Because that's the one thing I will give credit to both Giannis, even if I don't like when Giannis does it, because in the situation when he does it. But even I'll give it to Giannis and the B, like nigga, give me the ball, bro. Like what are we doing right now? We don't need to complicate this shit, bro. Y'all niggas, I done gave y'all niggas the entire game to figure this shit out. He should have been in that huddle, looking at the game, say, D'Lo, you've taken 17 shots. Schroeder, you've taken 13 shots. I done gave y'all niggas enough time to figure this shit out in these last 3 to 4 possessions. Nigga, we not complicating this shit.
I just don't remember the last time Embiid has ever seen his teammates struggle and be like, hey, man, let me give you the ball one more time. You know what I mean? Especially when he has a mismatch, he can go attack. Like, come on, bro. I just feel as if 80s pussiness, for lack of a better term, has cost the Lakers some games this year, bro. So, yes.
That long ass mute.
It's a long ass mute because you being an idiot right now, my nigga.
I'm not being an idiot, nigga. I'm saying when you gas the lows is fine, but then when niggas gas the highs is also like to me just fine. Like I don't. Niggas have to find like the middle. Though? Nigga, when he has situations like this versus like when he makes the mistakes.
Nigga, does he have more lows or highs?
When he has games where he's not aggressive,
It's consistent, my nigga. That's what you keep missing.
But you're okay.
You act like this is a one-off.
But KB, it's not even that. It's the fact that when the highs are being gassed, it's translated to he's a top 5 player. Nigga, all we doing is highlighting the lows and saying, even on the lows, he's still top 10. But lows like these, games like these, stretches like these are the reason why it's a separator from Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid. Like, look at what Embiid is doing right now, nigga. Like, it ain't like a 5-game stretch. Embiid is doing this for
But I've seen. I'm not talking about y'all in particular though, but I've seen
like,
people beforehand like say like when this nigga has stretches like these where he looks like plays terrible or not aggressive or just makes mistakes. Like those niggas will say like, oh, he's not top 10. Like like. But then when he plays good and he has stretches of good basketball, they'll like throw him into discussions where he shouldn't be in. To be honest.
But why do we quote? But I hate it when niggas use ad hominems, bro, and quote niggas who don't know the game of basketball and use that.
I'm just giving you an example, bro. That's it.
I don't care about what idiots have to say about the game, KB. So why are you bringing it up?
I'm giving you an example of what other people.
But who in here said that? But who in here said that? Who?
All right, fine.
Nobody cares.
Exactly names the people who said it before.
All right, fine. Let's again specifically talk
about.
But
I understand what you guys are saying. Like, yes, I do agree though.
This is the games like these is a separator from the 80s, the Jason Tatums, from the Giannis's, the Jokic, and the Embiids. Like games like these are great examples of like what the difference makers are. Where like these are games and moments where like, bro, and then for Anthony Davis, if this was the only game or if it was the third game, then like we really wouldn't be in here because they would have won the other games and this game wouldn't mean as much, right? But the reality is, if I am counting how many times defensive lapses have happened, how many times missed free throws have happened, how many times he's just like not been aggressive down the stretch. Nigga, I'm not even joking. I could argue he's probably closer to 15 to 20 games where we should have either been closer to winning the game or just flat out won the game if Anthony Davis had did things differently. And this is the reason. This has also been a massive concern for me when it comes to Anthony Davis, where if the keys are being handed to him, I think that we need to sit down with that nigga and let him understand, nigga, we are handing you the keys to be a representative of a top 7 player in this league. If that's too much for you, then we need to reassess a lot of things because LeBron can't be that shit for another 3, 4, 5, 7 years. It's gonna be you, nigga. So let's sit down and have this real convo. Is that what you're gonna be? If you're not, shut the fuck up. Stop pouting. Stop being a bitch ass nigga. You sitting there pouting when LeBron broke the record. Oh, I care so much about winning. Then make free throws, nigga. Stop. Rotate. Be aggressive. If you care, do the shit. If not, shut the fuck up.
This the low I
This is
like,
what Wes
man.
wanted.
This the one right here.
The one that's yellow?
This is what Wes wanted.
Hey, yo, this nigga AD, nigga, you sitting there pouting, man.
Now Low is
we
currently
losing games,
cheesing.
man. I'm just upset we losing games. Nigga, we losing games partially because of you, nigga.
Low, I just manually counted all the games where y'all were in within one possession or like you blew a lead type shit is at 12 games. It's 12 games where you realistically should have won that game, right? Had you done some like marginal things, right? I could list them, but I don't really want to. I think it's going to take up a lot of time. Just imagine if the niggas go, they don't even need to have a winning record, 5-6. I mean, not 5-7, 4-8. 3-9. Just imagine if they go 3-9 in those games instead of 0-12
in the West. Top 5 seed in the West.
Look at how crazy of a swing that is. And then when niggas come on this app and tell us shit like regular season doesn't matter and niggas coach, like that shit matters, bro.
I hate those niggas.
No Warriors fan that does that.
These niggas come on this app and try to act as if the regular season has no meaning. AJ, now when the Lakers are out there,
what can be?
Not to mention how many fourth quarters
you're
AD
the 7
had.
seed. Stop talking to me.
1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots. Like those fourth quarters where AD 3 shots, 1 free throw, 2 free throw, like that type of shit, bro. And it's again, it's not to. I want to be very clear. It's not to make it seem.
By the way,
AD
didn't play in all 12 of those games, Wes. I just included all Lakers games. So AD did not play.
What games did AD play in those 12 games?
I could go count them, but I just counted like all games.
If you can, that'd be much appreciated.
It's not to make it seem like, AD isn't one of those guys. He's, again, like I said earlier, he's definitely a top 10 guy. Where he falls in that top 10, to each his own. But people, it's just I get frustrated when I hear guys gas the best moments of him and only look at him from a prism of AD when he's at his best. Because AD has way too many moments where he's not at his best. And the best players in the world, those top 5, top 6, top 7 at this point, because like the talent is that deep in the NBA. Those top 7 guys, they don't have that as often, bro. Like,
Yo, Lo, bring Dub up.
It is what it is. And we got to be honest. It's holding somebody accountable is not the worst thing in the world.
It's especially when they want us
KB in the games I counted. It's 5 games that he played in.
It's especially if they want us to view him in that light. If they want us to view him in the light of a player that is of this caliber, bro, like games like these are just like, bro, I just can't. I just don't know what to tell y'all, bro. There's just no way that this AD did what he just did, and it's crazy. And again, this is where the separator is from a lot of other players who are supposed to be in that conversation, bro. AD is not that, bro. He's just not him, bro. And that's fine. But the Lakers need him to be that guy, not only for the remainder of this season, but moving forward. And if he's not going to be him, the Lakers are much better off moving in a different direction instead of relying on a nigga who's really a 1B player rather than a clear one.
We'll trade you that nigga for Draymond. Okay.
No, but like seriously, what's his trade value right now? What can y'all get for him?
I don't know, but what, Dub? What are you saying?
Yo, sleep, nigga.
Go ahead, dickhead.
Yeah, we can hear you. What are you saying, Dub?
Nah, you mic fried.
Damn, that nigga.
Nigga.
Your mic is fried, Dub.
How about now? How's the mic now? How's the mic?
All right, that's way better.
Yo, that nigga making my phone lag. Kick him.
I'm driving. We good though. We good.
All right, you good. You good.
This is my problem. This is my problem with you Lakers fans, right? Y'all want to overrate players before they show you something, right? Anthony Davis has always been a 2 for a minute now. But the issue is, y'all see him go on a run. Oh my God, he could be a 1. Oh my God, he could be the number 1 to a championship team. No, wait. Because when moments like this comes, now y'all on his case. Oh my God, AD, I'm going to criticize you like this, like that. No, chill. AD is the 2. LeBron is the 1. Y'all chances are still good to win a chip in that way for sure. But AD is who AD is. Now, I was out tonight, so I didn't watch the game like that. But I will say this. Y'all not even supposed to be in the play-in because when LeBron got hurt, a lot of people was like, they have no chance of making the play-in. And what the Lakers doing right now? Overachieving. So in my head, y'all got to treat AD like he is. He is a 2. Now, the aggressiveness, low, that you said earlier, I get it 100%. Because that's the separator between him and Giannis and even Embiid. He needs to be aggressive. He needs to be like, nah, bro, this is my shit. But he hasn't shown that, and he hasn't shown that for a while now. And that's just who he is. But right now, you Lakers fans, the issue with y'all is that I keep overrating this man whenever he goes on a run. No, he's a 2. And until he shows you something different, you got to treat him like that. It is what it is.
The problem, though, Dub, is that, like I said before, the whole setup of the Lakers right now is for him to be the 1. That's really and truly the problem.
Yeah, D'Lo can't be the 1 right now. Like I don't.
And I don't end up being, and also to be honest, D'Lo, in my opinion, really needs to be the 3. And so a lot of these things are happening largely just because LeBron isn't here. But in the bigger picture, like LeBron is not going to continue to be a 1. And so that's why I keep saying, like, bro, if he's not going to be that guy, that's fine. I mean, this can only be about, in my opinion. And before I continue with Dub, to the people who wonder why, when y'all ask me how many superstars there are in the league, and I say there's only like 7 of them, this is the reason why. When I say there's only like 7, 8 of them, like y'all niggas be trying to put people in like players in conversations way too soon. And to be honest with Dub, even at times I've fallen victim into it. But there is a reason why the list is short. There's a reason why, and normally we can wait until we get to the playoffs, and you really see the fucking reason why. You'll get a real gist of why there is a short list. But nights like these and the nights that AD has had, and like we said before, Tatum is another one where I think many people were ready to be
don't
like.
Get me started on number 0, but
just
don't even talk about him. You about to
number 0 in white and green is ass.
This is why I tell you to come around more in the morning because I've been saying this shit for maybe literally I feel like I've been saying this for like the whole year, but I really ratcheted up like 3 weeks ago and saying like, nah, these are really the same niggas, bro, and y'all gotta pay more attention. And everybody just, it's always a gas, like, and it's cool, bro. I understand. Niggas perform. You see a guy be able to go get 40, averaging 30 for, the first time in his career, and you feel like everything is fixed. Everything was salvaged from the playoffs and yah. And then as the season wanes and it, you get deeper in the year, you get game 50, game 40 really for Tatum. Like, it's like, nah, he really the same dude, bro. He been able to get to the free throw line more.
You said Tatum got more of a what?
Apollo?
He got more of a superstar intangible than AD though. Like I feel like AD
Nah, if you really watch TV, it's
Yeah.
Nah,
it's
But
the it's the
what I'm
I
same
saying
actually
is,
shit. It's
think
the
I
same
I
actually
shit.
agree.
what
No, I agree with
wait, hold
that.
on, hold on, hold on.
I
What
agree
I'm
with that.
saying is,
go ahead, go
now
off,
I'm a little million.
I've been watching AD since the Pelicans, man. Like I'm a Rockets fan. We was in that division. I've been telling people every time. I mean, this goes back to his Pelicans days. I've been telling people every single time he got put in the conversation before he even put a Laker uniform on. People was putting him top 3 player, top 3 talent, top 5 talent, all this shit. And I'm like, what good is being all that if you not a super? If you can't translate it to the court, you get on the court and you complaining when he had Drew Holiday and he had Julius Randle and they didn't make the playoffs, he complained and said, I feel like I got to play perfect just to win. That's what a superstar's supposed to do, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this whole is he or isn't he not a superstar, AD has always been able to, and it's not nobody else's fault because I even see the talent that he has. It's nobody's fault that he tricks people into thinking that he's a superstar. But I've seen it for too long. 2 playoff appearances in 8 years in New Orleans. That's not superstar shit. That's not superstar shit. Superstars come hell or high water, get their team to where they need to be at like bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? They don't miss that many games, and when they play, they impact winning. Like that's just is what it is. And like Dub said, for the longest time, AD has never been that guy, and people always put him in that conversation. As soon as he have a stretch, he Giannis. As soon as he have a stretch, he Jokic. As soon as he have a stretch, he Embiid. He's not that mentality, and he might just have more talent than all of them cats, but he don't have the intangible in the mentality. Tatum, I agree with y'all too. Might not be a superstar, but he has more of that intangible and that mentality than AD, in my opinion.
let me
I
say this.
agree with that. I
I
agree
agree.
with
Wait,
I
that.
agree
Lo,
with
I
you.
wanted to say something real quick.
Yeah.
I do feel like as though with AD, right, like with his stretches and whatnot, I think a lot of his play, right, a reason why he can't be a number one. Sorry, I think a lot of it is just kind of the regression in his jumper. Like I think it's pretty obvious, right? But like a number one on a championship team in this era, like he can't be like pretty much like a non-threat offensively when he's not like within 15 feet. You know what I mean? You can see some of it. It's deeper than that, obviously, but a nigga just banging in the post 24/7, bro. Like you said, right? Like give the ball to AD in the post. Like in the playoffs, bro, you don't just. It's not as simple as just give the ball to him in the post, right? Like teams are just a lot smarter at denying those
He's
situations
not
and
even that
not letting those
talented in the
situations happen.
post.
AD just
Like
cooking 1-on-1 in the
Good
post.
point.
You know what I mean? So like, as much as you like to say it's mentality, I think a lot of it is
If he had the body for it, though, I think it would be okay.
well,
As the
yeah,
issue,
maybe
he
if he
doesn't
was
have a
bigger
body
like an
for it.
Embiid or
Yeah,
Jokic,
Man, when he was
right.
playing with
yeah.
Westbrook and they was doing that and they was doing 37 pick and rolls a game and he was getting to the line 15 to 17 times, that's how he need to play. This trying to play like Kevin Durant and half court, shoot jump shots,
That
all
shit
this
is
shit.
irritating.
That's not his get. Like that's
but
not
but
the way
but
you get the
but
best
That
that's
players.
shit.
what
That
AD.
shit
Hold
is
on, hold on, hold
so
on.
irritating.
That's listen. That is what the nigga is, bro. He's not a create.
Oh
He doesn't
no.
create. I
I
keep
agree.
telling niggas he was fooling y'all, bro. I was talking to these Laker fans, bro. I told them this nigga is fooling y'all with these middies he's hitting, bro. That shit is not gonna continue. The nigga is not like that offensively.
He never did that in New
He's a great
Orleans.
diver to the rim. Okay, great pick and roll player, my nigga. Great pick and roll player. But the nigga is
Yo,
not
is someone
like
talking?
that.
My
He's
shit
not.
might be
He's
glitching.
not. And
Yeah,
when they were telling
Good just
me,
talking. I can't hear this nigga.
oh, you can't
Wait,
hear me,
low,
Ash?
bring me back
Rafa,
up.
come
Network.
back,
you know,
bro.
Ash, you might have to. Yeah, Ash is gonna bounce. But what you saying,
But
good?
yeah,
Go ahead, good.
yeah. When they were telling me he was better than Embiid, my nigga, I almost fucking lost it, bro. Like it was getting so bad to the point they were like, "Oh, who's
Wait,
better
this season
defensively?"
or in general?
Bro, they were
But
saying in general
that's what trick
that
Oh,
people good though.
they were
That's what
saying
I'm
in
saying.
general Embiid is not better than AD. They were like AD is better defensively. Like he watches him defensively, and then offensively, oh, it's a toss. I'm like, my nigga, are y'all stupid, bro? Like,
I
Yeah.
like
truly hate the people who talk about basketball where it's like, he's good on offense, but who's better defense, and that's how we're gonna figure out who's the better player. I hate people. People like that are just so stupid. Like it's like
I
as
see
if
it
like
all
it's
the
not
time, bro.
this shit
capabilities.
makes me sick, bro. They always
The
do that
people who
shit.
just he good on offense, but he better on defense, or he just a better player. Like, bro, Jesus, shut up, bro.
I
Fuck.
hate the niggas who
So
go. You
stupid.
prove a very good point. Niggas like, I guess we agree. I agree to
Yeah, but
disagree,
but
nigga. Like, nigga,
but low,
no,
like
got here.
like
You're
as I was
wrong,
saying, like I
nigga.
think a lot of the mentality thing, right? Like I think it's a fair point, but I think it's just his physical and like he's just not a talented enough player. If we're just keeping it a buck to be a number one the way you'd want him to be, especially not your perimeter, specifically, he can't be your number one perimeter shot creator type shit. Like, he just can't do that, right? You need him next to a guy who can take the ball handling responsibilities away from him. And obviously,
he's a traditional
exactly.
force.
But I'm saying even with a guy like Embiid, Giannis, Jokic, like obviously you don't want them to be your main ball handlers all the time, but they can bring the ball up. Like, they can initiate offense. They can create offense for themselves on the perimeter. With AD, it's like, damn, dude, like if you're not in the post, it's like it's a break fest out there, you know. So I don't know.
He
needs like an SGA.
I'm gonna follow up on this as well, because I'm gonna follow up on that because I see some people on the timeline saying it's not just AD's fault, especially a lot of those Laker apologists. Let me just say this. Yes. Dennis Schroeder could have played better, especially point of attack defense at times. The turnovers were unacceptable. Yes, this is not a third game in a row where D'Angelo Russell offensively is stinking it up. Yes, some of those rotations, because I'm still kind of confused to why Wenyen played more minutes than Vanderbilt. Unless Vanderbilt was hurt, I don't know why that was. So yes, there's other things. The problem though, and the reason why I'm willing to give these players leeway is because they are having to elevate their play to a standard that they're not going to have to normally be at anyway, because when LeBron gets back, I'm not going to have expectations of D'Angelo Russell performing as the second best player on the team or the best ball handler initiator offense. That will not be his role moving forward. So we're asking more out of him. If he struggles at that on a game-to-game basis, I'm more willing to be acceptable of that, or understanding there's going to be highs and lows with that, rather than AD, whose role and responsibility, regardless of who's there, will have to be the best player on the team. That role of Anthony Davis ain't changing, and it might be more taxing it will be more taxing as the games and years progress, because LeBron will eventually no longer be on the team. And so that's the reason why many of us are being hypercritical, regardless of what other people may be saying. The reality is of the nature of the roster and the way that it's built. It's built for AD to be the best player. And if he's not able to fulfill that role, that's much more problematic than D'Lo struggling to step up his play from being the third to second option when everyone is healthy. Like that's way more understandable for him to struggle in that manner. But I want to say this to the superstar thing, because this is the ongoing conversation that we've had not only this year but really for the past 2 to 3 years, where we keep getting to this point where it keeps getting proven over and over and over again. And again, I'm going to be transparent and even say I have fallen victim in this. But we got to stop putting niggas in just conversations, because it's not just Tatum. It's not just AD. Before that, it was Paul George. I was like, all right, calm down for a second. Y'all putting PG in conros that he does not belong in.
That's true. He's not lying.
Nigga, not even top 20.
It's the same thing. Shout out to
He's talking about peak PG, by the way, KB, not currently.
Not currently. Yeah, back when he was
both mid as fuck.
MVP candidate.
Watch your mouth, KB.
Shout out to D Book. He's doing his thing, but let's pause on that. Let's
at least he has mentality though, bro.
It's fine. It's fine. But it gotta be both though. It gotta be both.
I agree with you. It
gotta be both. It gotta be both. And so all I'm saying is, I say this to say, and again, I'm being transparent.
We about to sneak SGA up there real soon.
And see, there go Goods right there. And so then when niggas on the timeline slam,
I mean, they was calling him a top 10 player.
Why y'all hating on my man SGA? That's exactly what Goods gonna be saying.
SGA always come out of still say he's a top 10 player.
Not Tatum.
So but I wanna be clear. Let's not. I'm done overcomplicating it. I'm done. And if a nigga come up and tell me if AD going another stretch that he in the conversation with Embiid, I'm not even gonna fall for the bait. It's not niggas. Let's continue to separate the Joel Embiids, the Kawhi Leonards, the Giannis, the Jokic's. No, Kawhi's.
Absolutely, I'm trolling.
Okay. Let's continue to separate that echelon of players from the Tatums, from the D Books, from the Anthony Davises. We can applaud them when they play well. We can do that. Hey, you
Lo,
play
we
great.
can't
Hey,
we not gonna
you
act like
doing your
80
thing.
doesn't have like a top 3 player ceiling, like it like ceiling, not like how he is normally.
Yo, when you add the
That's the thing,
mentality,
though.
he
That's what I was
doesn't.
about to say. Ash,
And you know what?
talent wise, that nigga's like a top 5
Ash, I
talent.
have a
For
ceiling.
how long though?
I didn't say it was no. Wait, listen, no. I'm just
Anthony
saying.
Davis is almost 30, and y'all
I'm
waiting for him to reach
clearly
his ceiling.
saying. I'm clearly saying, right,
Facts.
that in bottled up moments or whatever the case, a short period of
Yo,
time, whatever the case may be.
Anthony Davis is older than Giannis, Embiid, and Jokic, and y'all waiting for him to reach his ceiling.
No. I'm not waiting for him to reach his ceiling. I'm not saying he's gonna get better. What I'm saying is that like he can clearly, like when he's motivated or whatever the case, whatever you want to call it, he can clearly play like he's 1 to 3 best.
Man, I'm trying to motivate a 30-year-old man. That's crazy.
No, I'm just saying that. Well, swipe it. Wait,
I hear you.
Ash,
you deserve to be motivated because you're 20. I can motivate you to be better.
No, but swipe it.
Motivated.
Hey,
hold on, real quick. When you say shit like motivated, you just don't say that, bro. Just say the nigga's just not like that, bro.
No,
like,
because he clearly can be like that.
My man's halfway to AARP.
But this is wait, Ash.
Not every nigga.
No,
has
does I
it,
understand?
bro.
Wait, I'm about to finish. I'm about to finish my point. I understand it.
Go.
I understand it. Like me, Lo knows. I clown this nigga 80 because it's what is it? It's four games in a row. No, like 5 games in a row where 80 is seeing Giannis and he's ducked and covered like a bitch whenever he sees him, bro. Trust me, I understand that he doesn't play like a man in the ways that he needs to, right? But all I'm saying is when he does decide to play like Anthony Davis, like, oh yeah, I am one of the best players in the world, then he plays like he's one of the best players in the world. He just don't do it quite often. And that's the issue with him.
What does that mean?
And that.
Do you realize
it means he's a bitch? That's what I'm calling him.
No.
He gets that every year.
I understand what you're saying. Hey, Ash,
we've been hoping that he can be the bubble player.
No. The bubble was fake.
The bubble
was fake.
No, that's
everybody's slandering AD.
We're hoping he can be like 28.
Him shooting 60% from mid range was fake.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Ash, and I'm not specifically talking to you. All I'm saying is just 2 things. A, take me for example. Like I have the potential to do something. Like the tools and resources are there, but until I do it, don't say that I'm like if I had the potential and the resources and the tools to be a millionaire. Don't call me a millionaire until I at least earn the million, because I think it disrespects the people who have put in the work with potentially less tools than you.
Is this a real conversation, Lo?
Say it again.
Is this a real conversation? You're saying that we or people should stop putting him in the superstar category?
Let me be clear. I'm not saying necessarily the people in the space, but from especially what Wes and Goods be telling me in other spaces, that's the convos that be.
Oh yeah, the Lakers fans. Well, you know how Lakers fans are, bro.
And so, but I just want to be clear. As I say that, because it's when people do that, it's like, man, you taking Luka for granted. You taking Kawhi for granted.
Lo, we heard
you're taking Jokic and Giannis.
But we heard last year. We heard last year from. I think Anthony Davis is a special player. I think that Anthony Davis has skill sets that are very, very requisite to winning a championship. Anthony Davis is best served as the furthest thing away from having to be the leader of your team and being a solid 1B. He is the best number 2 in the NBA. He is an absolute Robin. He's everything you could ever want. No, stop.
I think that
Harden exists, bro. Harden exists.
James Harden exists.
Yeah,
well, that is not a number 2. That is not a number 2. That is not a number 2.
No,
he is not a number 2. I don't want to hear that.
1B.
He is not a number 2, bro. Harden's having a top 7 MVP. I don't want to hear that. Let's not do that.
Let him cook.
Let's not do that. Yeah, man, that's James Harden, bro. I ain't doing that.
He's 1A to that nigga's 1B.
AD better than that nigga.
Wishes he peaked out as James Harden.
Yeah, AJ, you're out of here, little brother. You're out of here.
What?
I watched James Harden take Trevor Ariza to a conference finals. Anyway, so this is what I mean. I think that the thing with Anthony Davis is because of his skill set low, and you tell me if you disagree, basketball aficionado, it's his skill set. It's the fact that he's such a long, rangy athlete that at times
gives you this 38, 16, 3 blocks, 2 steals ceiling, and people become mystified by that. His advanced stats, I know people don't like that, were always super solid with the Pelicans. They're really good this year, and he's having a peak year with its efficiency, all this other stuff. People make the argument he's the best defensive player in the NBA, and he's an elite offensive player. And you think that should get it done, but it's actually, I think as we've talked about before, the intangibles of Anthony Davis are not cut of the same cloth as the other people who have those skill sets and who get it done on a day-by-day basis, including Embiid.
But see, that's the. Why did you say including Embiid?
Well, I'm saying, remember, Embiid for a long time was getting put in the same category as Anthony Davis.
I know. Okay, but that's the reason why it's frustrating. That's why I said the fact that Anthony Davis is someone who has the tools, who has the resources, who has the opportunities to be that one, and there's players who are doing more with less at their disposal in terms of a skill set aspect, and that's why it's even worse. That's why it's even more frustrating, because everything points to the fact that he should be able to do these things, but then when it's time to actually get them done, it's not being seen frequently enough at all. It's just not. And especially when we're this deep into the regular season and we know what certain players have done in the postseason. Like I look at Curry, but Curry just dropped 50 on the Clippers, bro. Like I just saw that.
Hey, lost.
I'm looking at the stretch. I'm looking at the stretch that Joel Embiid is on, the stretch that Giannis is on, the stretch that Jokic has been on, and it's all not only just translating in wins, and it's translating the win-loss column.
Consistency,
even from the point of inconsistency, yes, but also just reliability, which you can argue is the same.
That's what consistency is.
Yeah. So then we go down the stretch of games, and Kawhi, it'd be fringe because he don't play, but when he's there, it's like, oh no, because Kawhi basically missed a whole season and has been in and out from the beginning of the season. But when he's here, it's like, oh no.
Hey, Lo, do you think LeBron? Do you think LeBron thought he was going to become the number one at some point, or do you think he was? LeBron?
That was the whole, but that's why I go back to the whole structure of the Lakers as a franchise beyond this season is the idea that it's supposed to be a Magic and Kareem,
but
that it's supposed to be a Kobe and a Shaq.
But that's crazy.
But that's the point though. The point of it is
AD has never been that.
Yeah, but you could argue that those players weren't that either until they were given the opportunity.
Kareem won an MVP.
Kareem is LeBron in this scenario. Magic is AD in that scenario.
Kareem is the LeBron.
That's mad disrespectful to Magic.
I mean, do you guys remember how AD was talked about after the?
Oh, we remember.
They were putting him in Tim Duncan.
Remember Low too. Remember this? Like even it took Giannis. After winning 2 MVPs, it took Giannis winning a championship for people to end that discussion.
I said add another co-host. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be. So again, it's supposed to be a Kareem and Kareem and Magic, Shaq and Kobe, a Durant and Booker, right? Like that's what it's supposed to be, right? Where the superstars.
Would you say Durant and Booker?
Yeah, the superstars handing it to the other superstar.
Yes, nigga, Kevin Durant and Devin. But like, what the fuck are y'all acting like?
Play 3 games together, bro. Don't put that in that. Don't bring that up.
Who cares?
Just let me get my jokes out.
As I've been listening, bro, I'm not sure that he's definitively the best number 2 in the league either, bro. He's the most.
I don't know if he's definitively, but he's certainly.
I prefer not to speak.
Well, I don't know who else would it be.
I mean, Jamal Murray's going to let
stop.
Man, here we go.
Here he go with this.
And now Lowe's Lakers take is looking bad. Now you want
Jamal Murray, without a doubt. I mean, yeah, Jamal's up there.
Yeah, you know what? I'd rather. You know what? Guess what? Because Jamal Murray actually
low. Cut that shit.
Cut that shit, bro. You're right.
Dub, you don't understand the inside joke, Dub. Calm down.
Oh, my bad. I'm a little bit drunk right now, bro. Let me fucking rock.
So is Low.
All right, cool.
Lowe's been drinking Everclear.
So wait, Ash, who's in the conversation for the?
Well, let me just say
if it was up to me, there isn't really a combo. But let me not say too much. Let me not say too much.
There's a bearded nigga in Philadelphia.
Let me not say too much.
A bearded
He is
nigga
not
in
a number
Philadelphia.
2. He is not a number 2.
Bro,
Stop saying
He
that.
is the
you
number
don't
2
get,
right now.
bro. Let me punch.
That's not what a number
In
2 is.
Philly,
That's not what a number 2 is.
In Philly, he is the number 2 though, bro.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
nah,
I'm not.
he's a
You
one-
will,
he's
you
a
will
1B.
never
He's a
disrespect
he's a
James Harden
1B.
like that.
He's a
You will
1B.
just never
Nigga,
put
how
that
is
on
that
him.
number
He's a
2?
1B.
Why would
He's
I
a
disrespect
1B.
Harden?
James is a
1B,
1B.
facts?
Why would I disrespect
Yeah, I
Harden?
saw that
wait,
man just drop
wait,
36 against the
So
Bucks, bro. I don't want to hear this, bro.
said
Carried him to
niggas
a victory,
facts.
bro.
Talk to these niggas, bro.
So
Jay Will, why you laughing, nigga?
Goods. Let me ask you a question, Goods. Does that mean
That's
that
crazy.
Denver has 2 number 2s and
Bro,
Jamal
don't
Murray?
argue
Oh,
issues right now,
Yo,
bro.
Oh,
Jamal
wow.
Murray's on the same level? Are we crazy?
I said they had 2 number 2s out there in Denver.
Hey, Swiper,
Oh,
why you
Wait,
think
who's the
Harden
second
not
number 2?
a 2? I'm just
MPJ.
asking a question.
Apollo, real
I thought you
question
was gonna say
because
Aaron Gordon.
low it's 2 a.m. where Low and I are, so he's getting sleepy. So let me explain this, Apollo. James Harden is not because of his function as a primary playmaker, primary creator, primary ball handler, and secondary scorer. You will not find another archetype like that in the NBA that does that at that level with a primary scorer who also lacks as a playmaker.
The
He's not.
responsibility.
Yeah, all that
he
stuff.
upholds.
Yeah, there's no way for him to be a number 2.
Right
So
I got
no. They're both number 1s. They're both clear number 1s, and they're both having exceptional seasons. So that's I think.
But do you think? Well, I'm asking though. Do you think Denver has 2 number 2s because MPJ, he's a 2-way star now. He's been playing exceptionally well
Bro, I
offensively.
hate that y'all do this every night when we
All
have
right,
Stevens.
fine, West, fine,
You
West.
niggas gotta stop
I'm
it's
sorry,
trolling
his
each
West.
other.
words. It's his
Back
words.
four.
Hey, Wes, see, I didn't bring any of this up, right, Wes?
No, I'm just trying to identify the difference between 1s and 2s.
Why don't you identify a pillow and go to sleep?
You said that James Harden is not a, so he's not. So you say he's a
That
1.
nigga
Okay,
told you to identify a
and I can
pillow.
understand that. So do you think Jamal Murray's a 2 though?
Of course he's a 2, and he's
Bro, we were having
absolutely
real great
yeah. That's what
basketball
I mean. Come on, bro.
conversation.
Come on.
And now we talking about
All right, my
Jamal Murray.
bad. All right, so in
Nah,
all
we were
honesty
really just
short,
talking shit about AD, but we can get to
Jay Will, tell me
good
about this
convo.
bum ass nigga, bro. How you feeling, bro?
Because we can have a conversation about D'Lo too.
I don't mind D'Lo being up and down
Ice in his
because
veins.
he's trying to be something that he's not brought on the team to do though. So I don't mind him having ups and downs because the first 3 games